The devil as the trap. The devil, unmasked, is not a demon, a punishment, or a warning. It is the archetype of unconscious consent, the part of the human psyche that attaches itself to something because it once felt safe and comforting, familiar, or necessary for survival. This archetype hides in plain sight. It appears in your life as a bond you didn't know how to break, the habit you return to in moments of fear or exhaustion, the person whose approval feels like oxygen, the emotional contract you signed in the moment of weakness or loneliness. The devil represents the shadow of attachment, the places where your autonomy was traded for connection, your clarity traded for comfort, your power traded for belonging. This archetype binds not through force, but through identification. You start to believe the chain is part of your identity. You mistake the cage for a home, because at one point in your life, it was. The devil interfaces with your life through reinforcement loops, patterns that reward you for staying small and punish you for trying to step out. You will feel this interface in the subtle ways your body responds to certain people, environments, and situations. The sudden guilt when you pull away, the panic when you attempt to set boundaries, the emptiness you feel when you imagine leaving the familiar, the fear of disappointing those who expect your compliance, the addictive pull towards what once felt soothing. This interface is not rational. It is somatic, a nervous system programmed to believe, if I break this pattern, I will lose something essential. The devil's interface operates like an internal operating system installed during childhood, trauma, or long-term conditioning. It rewards self-abandonment with temporary relief and punishes sovereignty with anxiety or fear. The trap feels internal, and the interface is built on every external structure that taught you to tolerate what was never meant for you. The mechanism of the devil is the loop, a closed circuit, a self-reinforcing cycle, a pattern that feeds on the belief that you have no other choice. The devil binds you in 3 ways. The attachment loop. You attach to something harmful because it once provided relief and belonging. You feel pulled to it even after it becomes destructive. Here's the identity loop. You start to see yourself through the lens of the trap. I'm the one who always. I can't because I'm not strong enough to. I have to stay because. And then there's the fear loop. The idea of leaving feels more frightening than the pain of staying. The trap survives because breaking it feels like stepping into the unknown. The devil's mechanism is simple. Convince you the cage is safer than freedom. And once that belief takes root, the trap can maintain itself indefinitely, even when every part of you knows it's time to walk away. The escape key for the devil is disidentification. The moment you realize, this is not me, you break the devil's spell not by fighting the trap, but by recognizing that the identity built inside it is a mask that you outgrew. The key is not rebellion. The key is clarity. The moment you see the pattern for what it truly is, a coping strategy, a survival mechanism, an outdated contract, the attachment dissolves. Your escape is not dramatic. It is quiet and internal. I no longer agree to this role. This bond was created by a younger version of me. I release the belief that I owe my loyalty to pain. I choose myself over the pattern. The devil can no longer hold what you no longer identify with. The moment you step out of the identity that feeds the trap, the chains slip off like water. So let's look at the card. The chains, not locked, loose enough to remove, symbolizing that the trap is maintained by belief, not reality. The flames, desire, compulsion, and emotional hunger. These flames burn only as long as you keep feeding them with attention. The torch, illumination used for manipulation. A reminder that the devil operates through distorted clarity, half-truths, old stories, and emotional reflexes. The goat-headed figure, not evil, an archetype of instinct and shadow. It represents the parts of you that act from fear instead of sovereignty. The black background, the unconscious realm, the space where patterns hide, waiting to be acknowledged so they can finally be dissolved. And the pentagram inverted, spirit inverted by old agreements. Your power rerouted into a loop you've long outgrown. Each symbol reveals a piece of the architecture, and together they form the map of the trap. Now let's speak the escape key for the devil. This bond was formed in another version of me. I release the identity that kept it alive. What once felt like safety is no longer my truth. I withdraw my consent from this pattern. I am not defined by what I survived. The chains were never locked. I walk out now, and I do not look back. So here's the final points about the devil card. The archetype is the unconscious attachment and survival identity. The interface is the nervous system conditioning and reinforcement loops. The trap mechanism is a self-repeating cycle fed by identification. The escape key is disidentification, claiming inner sovereignty. The symbolic architecture is the chains, the flames, the torch, the goat, the black background, and the inverted pentagram. Spoken declaration, I release the identity that kept this bond alive. So this card is only one gate, and every card has its own trap, its own interface, and its own key. And if you felt something shift here, wait until you see what the next card is hiding. The deeper you go, the clearer everything becomes. Choose another card, walk through the next gate.